Mocha family. Welcome to another day in my 21-day fast. I'm a little short of breath. I think that's one of the effects of fasting, so I might have to talk a little slower. But anyway, this year I'm giving you guys daily updates on my fast just to give you a glimpse into what fasting without food is like for somebody day to day, because I know a lot of people would consider fasting, but they have a lot of fears about how they would feel when they're not eating, because let's face it, on a day to day when you miss a meal, it doesn't feel good. So the idea of going multiple days like that seems daunting. So I just wanted to be transparent and honest about what I'm experiencing. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, please be sure to watch day 1, where I explain the parameters of my fast and I give you my beginning weight and I tell you what my goals are. This is a spiritual fast for me. I'm doing this fast to draw closer to the Lord, but I wanted to clarify. I don't believe that I have to make myself suffer in order to gain favor from God. That's not what this is all about. There seems to be laws in place. The Bible talks about that. And for some reason, fasting is one of the keys to unlocking spiritual growth and spiritual power. And it makes you more sensitive to God's voice. And so that's why I'm doing it. I don't believe that you have to cut yourself and hurt yourself and, do things like that in order to earn God's favor. So I wanted to clarify that right up front. And let me tell you, you guys, already, this is only day 6. I'm reporting on day 6. I'm in day 7. But I'm reporting on day 6 of no eating and day 13 of my 21-day fast. And I'm telling you, you guys, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And it's well worth the suffering that I'm experiencing physically. So let's go ahead and get into it today. When I woke up yesterday, day 13, which is the day I'm reporting on today, I weighed 135.4 pounds. This morning, when I stepped on the scale, this is day 14 for me, day 7 of no eating, I weighed 133.8 pounds. So I think it's safe to say that I'm losing about 2 pounds a day. So I think this is the line for me, because looking at myself this morning, I was like, ugh. I'm headed into MAGA territory. I'm headed into too skinny territory. I'm headed into remembering my 20s and my teens and, wishing I could have more weight on my body. I know that's really countercultural, but I'm from Haiti. My family's from Haiti. And over the more recent years, my family has gotten a lot more Americanized and they tend to favor the more thin appearance. But when I was growing up, I really remember whenever you hadn't seen somebody for a long time and they looked at you, they would say, "Oh, your face is so round." Putting on a little bit of weight was a good thing. And I remember my mother always trying to feed me because I was so skinny, but my metabolism was always so fast that I could eat anything and I still wouldn't gain weight. And for the longest, I didn't really understand people's fascination with the scale because I was never really concerned about my weight. And this was true all the way up until my early 30s. And I think having kids had an effect. I could still eat pretty much whatever I wanted, but I noticed that some weight was starting to stick on me, but I've never been really super duper overweight. I've been like maybe 25 pounds over the ideal for my age. And so, I'm not looking forward to looking at myself in the upcoming days. I hate how I look in the 120s. And since I'm already at 133.8, I know I will see the 120s for a while on this fast. And so I know that this might be like an odd thing for people, but I don't like my neck being all skinny, and I like some curves, guys. I enjoy the curves on my body, and I really lose those, and I'm not looking forward to it. But anyway, yesterday was the worst. Because I've been kind of skeptical, because I shared the Miles Monroe video with you guys, and honestly, I didn't feel like when I got to the no meals portion, the 1 meal a day portion of the fast for me was nothing. I coasted through that. The no meals portion, I just didn't experience a lot of the things that he described. And so when he talked about day 6 being, the day of the flesh, the day when your body is going to let you have it, and the day that you're going to, you really need to hold on because this day is a hard day. I was like, yeah. But you guys, yesterday, my body was like, oh yeah. It was hard. Yesterday was hard. And I feel like things went, because I recorded the video really early in the day, but things really went downhill after that. I feel like, I had really, really low energy, mentally, I really couldn't be bothered to do anything. And that's one thing that I'll say. A lot of us are scared of what our physical symptoms are going to be when we're fasting. But in my experience, I feel like the mental struggle is bigger than the physical struggle. Last year when I did this fast, and I fasted for 7 days with no food for the first time, the Lord showed me that you can be as successful, you can go as far and as long as you tell yourself you can go. And I found that to be true. Because when you start telling yourself, oh no, this is horrible, this is too bad, and then you start thinking about how long it's going to be before you can have a steak, you know what I'm saying? You start giving yourself excuses to stop. And so yesterday, my flesh was like, I hate this. I'm going to let you have it. And I just couldn't be bothered. Honestly, even editing the video. And these videos are not hard for me to edit because, I'm really imagining that I'm talking to you. And so just like I wouldn't have a hard time in a regular conversation, I'm not really having to cut and paste and, do anything serious with this editing. But you guys, just to edit the video was a struggle yesterday, and then, I laid around feeling kind of a little sorry for myself. And, I didn't feel motivated to drink enough water at all. I think I got through maybe 32 ounces yesterday of water. That was not enough water for my body. And as a result, my stomach started getting really acidic. And, it didn't really feel good all day. And then I had this horrible taste in my mouth all day long. And I caved, you guys. You remember how I said I'm not going to veg out on those cooking videos from that lady, Song Young Longest. Okay, Asian at home. If you watch her video, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna veg out on her videos. You guys, I was like, I'm vegging on her videos. Now I only watch 5, which is what the limit that I gave myself. But I was like, what is your problem today, Natasha? I thankfully I wasn't overly short with my girls, but I wanted to get away from them. And one of my favorite rooms is our first floor bathroom where the vent is positioned such that it gets really warm in the bathroom, and I was really cold all day. And so I sat in that bathroom for a long time. So there's 3 bathrooms in my house, so I wasn't, keeping anybody from using the bathroom. But it was ridiculous, you guys. It was a snow day, so I didn't have to go into my umbrella school. Yesterday was Monday. I didn't have to go into my umbrella school, but you guys, and it was only a snow day for my school. We had circumstances where we couldn't have the parking lot cleared in time for school. And it's on a sharp, really sharp incline that you have to drive down this hill to get into the parking lot. And so they had to close school. So, I had all these dreams about being productive, getting ahead, doing work, because on the time that I would have been in class. But you guys, I was on the bed howling with Songkyung Longas. You know what I'm saying? And then, but thinking back on the water situation, this is another thing that Miles Monroe said that's really, really true. He talked about really being careful about the temperature of your water. And I think the day before is when my body really started to be like, this water is too cold. And I don't put ice in my water, but I do drink it straight from it coming out of the filter on the refrigerator. And that temperature is still kind of cool. And so I think my body was like, that's too cold. If that's the water you're going to give me, I don't want that. And so I didn't have the desire to drink water. And I can't explain to you how strange that is for me. I love water. I guzzle so much water. When I'm not fasting, I easily drink a gallon of water a day, and it's a pleasure. Okay? And so I think my body really shut down that urge because I was shocking my stomach, even with that temperature of water. And so what I did this morning is I did the same thing I do when I do apple cider vinegar. I get the water from the refrigerator, but I only fill up the cup. Well, I fill up the cup and then I pour half of that water into my electric kettle and I boil it. And then I pour that into the refrigerator temperature water, and it's just the right temperature for my apple cider vinegar. It's a little hotter than lukewarm, just bordering being hot. It's the temperature that your tea gets to where you can still drink it, but your preference would be for it to be a little hotter. But with my water that I'm just drinking straight, nobody wants to drink lukewarm water. That's nasty. I don't know how people do it. And I can't drink boiling hot water with no kind of flavor in it. I don't know how people do it. I know some cultures do it. I don't know how they do it. So what I did was, instead of heating up half of my giant mug, I heated up maybe about a third of it. And then that can sit and get to room temperature. But the water right from the refrigerator, it was taking hours. That stuff was not getting to room temperature. It really depends on how warm your room is. Your room probably isn't warm as your body would prefer. So really consider heating up your water before you drink it, because it makes all the difference in the world. And even this morning, my stomach doesn't feel as bad as it felt yesterday, but it's not 100% yet. But I'm working on it. And I already had some water. I didn't have as much water. By now, I would have had 32 ounces of water already. If I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and right now it's 7:43, I would have had 32 ounces of water already. I would have exercised already. I would have had 32 ounces of water. You know what I'm saying? But this morning, I think I had maybe 10 ounces of water, okay? Which is still good. And my stomach, I'm taking it slow. I'm sipping my water and I'm just trying to get through it. But water is super important if you want to avoid that queasy feeling, because the acids are building up in your stomach because you're not eating, but it's good because it's eating away, it's eating away at the stuff that's still sitting around in there. Miles Monroe was talking about sometimes stuff can be food, old food, can be sitting up in there for years. I don't know. I didn't do the research. I don't know the science behind it. But all of that is getting worked on when you're fasting. So physically, that's one of the benefits of fasting. It's like spring cleaning up in your body, and necessary spring cleaning. You know, as far as bowel movements, I mean, I know it's not the best thing to talk about, but I think that's also something that you should be aware of. Depending on your body, my husband says when he fasts, his bowel movements stop completely. I don't know if it's because I'm also incorporating apple cider vinegar in this fast, if that has any effect on it. My bowel movements stopped for about 3 days. I mean, on the one meal a day, every day, no problem. But on the no meals, my bowel movements, I think I had one the first day, and then I didn't have one for maybe three days. And yesterday I had one. It was it wasn't a huge bowel movement, but it wasn't a little tiny one either. And no constipation. Everything was great. But it will slow down, and it really depends on your body. To me, it's not enough, because if I'm thinking about spring cleaning, I would like to see a little bit more. I would like to see all that old stuff, because your colon is another place that stuff just sits, and it's one of the leading causes of colon cancer. And so I'd like to see a little bit more. So I've already determined within myself that this spring I'm going to do the Master's Cleanse. I've done that in the past. It's like the 40, they also call it the lemonade cleanser, but that one really does a good job of getting that stuff out of you and cleaning you out. I think that's important too. I was watching that video I shared with you the other day with that doctor lady, and she was talking about how at least a 4-day fast should be done 4 times a year to kind of get your body back on track. But Miles Monroe was talking about how if you're gonna fast, 7 days is the best length of time at minimum. So I don't know. I'm thinking the lemonade, the Master's Cleanse is good, because that's 14 days. And when I did the Master's Cleanse, hunger was not an issue, because you keep drinking that you can drink as much of that lemonade stuff that's made with it's water, I think, I think there's apple cider vinegar in it, cayenne pepper, and maple syrup. If anyone is more familiar with the ingredients of the Master's Cleanse, I mean, Glamazini, if you're out there watching this video, please leave your comment in the comments below letting us know what the ingredients are with that lemonade, because I remember the year that I did it, I didn't feel hungry. What happened to me was I missed chewing. I miss chewing a steak. You know what I'm saying? That's what I missed, but I wasn't hungry, and I had plenty of energy. So, like, if you have a really active lifestyle, I feel like that wouldn't interrupt my activity at all. And then you had to drink this salt water stuff, but that really flushed everything out. So I'm thinking I really want to do that. Since I'm doing this, I'm not gonna shock my body by trying to do another fast back to back like that. But I'm thinking in the spring, like maybe in May, I will do this lemonade Master's Cleanse thing, so that I could really work on my colon, because I think that's useful too. So that'll be in tomorrow's video. Sorry, I get kind of confused because I'm reporting on the day before, so I could report on the full day, including how well I sleep. And sometimes I slip up, start to talk about stuff I have to do today. That'll be in tomorrow's video. But I slept really well last night. Really well. I slept all night. It was awesome. I didn't have to get up and go to the bathroom. So the 7th day, according to Miles Monroe, is supposed to be an awesome day. So I will come back tomorrow and let you know if that was